Hey there amazing followers, we're thrilled to bring you some fantastic content and experiences on our channel, and we want you to be a part of it all. By hitting that subscribe button, you're not just subscribing to a channel, you're joining a community of like-minded individuals who are passionate about topic/niche. Multiple factors are driving the rise in coups in the Sahel, including economic mismanagement, corruption, poverty, violent extremism and the failure of overwhelmed governments to resolve grievances over resources and progress social justice. But where putschists would previously have been condemned and held accountable by the international community, they are now increasingly able to evade pressure by exploiting strategic competition between major powers. Coups, or the sudden overthrow of a government by a small group, have been a recurring phenomenon in various parts of the world, including Africa. There isn't a single unified cause or entity behind all coups in Africa, as they are often the result of complex political, social, economic, and historical factors. Here are some common factors that have contributed to the rise of coups in Africa. Weak institutions and governance. Many African countries have experienced weak and unstable governance structures, which can lead to power struggles and create an environment conducive to coups. Weak institutions, corruption, and lack of effective governance can create a power vacuum that coup plotters might seek to exploit. Economic issues. Economic instability, high unemployment rates, poverty, and inequality can create a sense of dissatisfaction among the population. This discontent can be exploited by individuals or groups aiming to seize power through coups. Ethnic and religious divisions. Some African countries are characterized by ethnic, religious, or regional divisions that can lead to conflicts and power struggles. These divisions can be manipulated by those seeking to carry out a coup in order to gain support from specific groups. Military's role. In many African countries, the military has historically played a prominent role in politics. Weak civilian control over the military can lead to a situation where the armed forces perceive themselves as the arbiters of political power, potentially leading to coup attempts. Lack of democratic tradition. Many African nations have experienced a history of authoritarian rule, colonialism, and limited democratic traditions. This can contribute to a political culture where coups are seen as a more viable means of achieving political change compared to democratic processes. External influences. While not the sole cause, external actors, such as neighboring countries or global powers, can sometimes play a role in destabilizing a nation's government or influencing political dynamics, indirectly contributing to the occurrence of coups. It's important to note that while these factors can contribute to the occurrence of coups, each situation is unique and influenced by specific domestic and international circumstances. Ascribing a single entity or group to be behind everything is often an oversimplification and may not accurately capture the complexity of these events. Certainly, here's some other similar more information on the cause of coups in Africa. Historical context. African nations have seen a significant number of coups and attempted coups since gaining independence from colonial powers in the mid-20th century. These events have often been intertwined with struggles for power, resources, and control over government institutions. Leadership and motivations. Coups can be led by military officers, political elites, or other factions seeking to gain or maintain power. The motivations behind coups can vary widely, including power struggles. Rival factions within the military, political parties, or government might attempt coups to seize control from their opponents. Desire for change. Coups might be carried out by groups who believe the current leadership is ineffective, corrupt, or not addressing the needs of the population. Ethnic or regional concerns. Some coups stem from concerns of certain ethnic or regional groups feeling marginalized or oppressed by the central government. Economic factors. Economic instability, mismanagement, and inequality can contribute to a coup by exploiting public dissatisfaction with the ruling regime's economic policies. Desire for democracy. Paradoxically, some coups have been justified as efforts to restore democratic governance by ousting authoritarian leaders. Impact on development. Frequent political instability and coups can have detrimental effects on a country's development and progress. They can lead to disruptions in governance, damage to infrastructure, economic setbacks, and loss of investor confidence. Additionally, coups can exacerbate ethnic tensions and hinder the establishment of effective institutions. Countermeasures and regional responses. Regional organizations like the African Union, AU, and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, have taken steps to discourage and condemn unconstitutional changes of government, including coups. They often impose sanctions and diplomatic pressure to restore constitutional order. Transition to democracy. Despite the challenges, many African countries have transitioned to more stable democracies over the years. Some countries have managed to break the cycle of coups and authoritarian rule, although this process is often gradual and can encounter setbacks. Peacekeeping and conflict resolution. African nations have also been engaged in peacekeeping and conflict resolution efforts to address political instability, civil wars, and conflicts that can contribute to the conditions leading to coups. Organizations like the United Nations, AU, and regional bodies have played roles in these efforts. It's important to remember that the political landscape is dynamic, and the factors contributing to coups can vary widely across different countries and contexts. If you're seeking the most current and detailed information on this topic, I recommend consulting academic studies, think tank reports, and reputable news sources that specialize in African politics and security.